Favourit is a socially designed sports betting platform that operates primarily in the UK, but also in parts of Europe today. It was developed out of a company in Melbourne and was developed for the purposes of appealing to an emerging category of sports betting customers, and they are what we would like to refer as social sports betting customers. And they're people typically who have more interest in the content rather than the bet itself. I'm a bit similar to that. I like a particular team. I like to bet on that team every week, irrespective of whether it wins and loses, because it's part of the entertainment experience. And we found that the platforms that are available in the marketplace today, of which there are many, are really not servicing that market segment very adequately. So we developed Favourit with that principal opportunity in mind. So Favourit is a sports betting platform predominantly, but obviously attracting users to our platform and providing them interesting and engaging content is paramount to the experience. And in doing that, most sports betting platforms globally do incorporate a casino product as part of their offering. And so we've recently launched our casino product, but we don't primarily acquire customers for purely online casino. We are really much about that social sports betting experience. The casino product is an opportunity to engage our users on the platform for longer and obviously provide them more engaging and entertaining experiences. So the total market opportunity is really defined in a number of ways, Nick. First of all, the total wagering and gaming market globally is about US $450 billion, and that was last measured in 2014 by GCBC. It's continuing to grow rather rapidly, and one segment of that opportunity is the online sports betting market, which GCBC also measured in the UK to be north of £10 billion in 2014. So it's a very substantial market. But there's some very big players in that market, but we're very differentiated from those players. Those players typically are transactional in focus. When you go to an online sports betting platform, you'd look at a sea of markets, and it's really you versus the book. There's no context around your individual behaviour, the sports or the events that you particularly like, and there's no context around the community of people that you may know, that you typically in an offline world might be discussing an event with them at a social event or a pub, but in a platform like Favourit, there's an opportunity to bring community, content, and the transaction all together in one. So we're really a participant in that online sports betting market, and we're here really to disrupt what we think is a relatively third generation product with the latest disruption. So let's think about how sports betting evolved, actually. It's probably an interesting way to answer that. Sports betting really started in what they call in the UK high street betting shops. So if you walk down any high street in any area or suburb of London, for example, you would have encountered an old-fashioned betting shop. And for years and years, they existed very comfortably. And then, of course, they effectively evolved into telephone contact centres. And again, that was a fairly massive market shift for all the participants in the market at that point. That then became online platforms. And so the very early incarnation of online platforms, of which there are many today, largely don't deploy their own technology. They largely use third-party technology, and they're very similar. There's a different brand on the nameplate, but the experience is very similar. It doesn't provide the degree of individuality, customization, contextualization that most emerging punters and customers of sports betting platforms now expect, because they're very familiar with social networks. They're very familiar with that customization of content that's relevant to them. So Favourit takes it to the next level of disruption. Favourit moves away from third-party technology to its own IP, its own technology platform, fully developed by Favourit, which really now leverages the data and the analytics that sit behind the platform to be able to provide each of our users with an experience that is individual to them. If you're a customer, for example, who has a particular interest in English Premier League football, there's no benefit in us serving you content around NBA basketball, because you probably don't really desire to transact with that particular content. But you'd be very interested if you were an EPL fan and you happen to be a fan of Manchester United, and we were providing you context and opportunity and content around Manchester United and people that you know who similarly like Manchester United. Well, that would be more engaging, and that's what Favourit sets out to do. We're really now about taking Favourit to become a clear disruptor in the UK market. And so we are hoping to see continued strong turnover growth and customer growth in that market, launch into new territories, evolution of the product. And in doing that, we believe we'll become very attractive as an investment opportunity, and therefore very attractive also as a potential acquisition target for the larger sports betting platforms that do look for emerging technologies and emerging disruptors. The sports betting industry at the moment is going through massive consolidation. There's been a lot of mergers and acquisitions, and the larger businesses are always looking to bulk up and to scale up, and they're particularly looking for highly innovative young entrepreneurial companies that are proving out to do something a little bit different, and that's where we believe that we can create some real value. Favourit is actually customised into 4 languages, so we provide English, Spanish, Chinese Mandarin and Swedish. And on our browser product, you can select which language of choice and you can engage with the platform on that language. On mobile, purely English at this stage. We think that's a really relevant opportunity as we ultimately are a global platform, and we will engage with audiences in multiple markets with different language preferences. It's compelling for Asia in particular, but at this point in time our primary focus remains in the UK and elements of Europe. So the predominant use of funds is customer acquisition and marketing. So the benefit here is that the Favourit platform has been developed and fully built. So in terms of capital in order to continue to build the platform, it's really only now for adding new functionality and new enhancements to the platform. So we will be spending the vast majority of our funding on working capital to maintain our business and customer acquisition. And in customer acquisition, we very much focus on the return on our customer acquisition costs. So we're looking for very innovative ways to acquire customers. We do have a very young company with a very young marketing ethos, and as a result of that, we're very aggressive users of digital and social channels for customer acquisition. You won't see Favourit on a billboard at a football stadium. You won't see it across the front of an EPL team. You'll really see us being very agile and very tactical and very practical about the way we acquire customers through low-cost social and digital channels. And we'll be predominantly using the capital raised towards that activity.